The Middle East is once again standing on the edge of a major conflict. In recent weeks, global attention has turned to the Persian Gulf following the arrival of the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and its strike group. This deployment is not symbolic. It is a clear signal that the United States is preparing for a scenario that could rapidly escalate into a direct confrontation with Iran. But this crisis did not emerge overnight. It is the result of years of pressure, military positioning, and unresolved strategic rivalries. To understand what may come next, we need to examine how the United States projects power in the region, what military options are on the table, and why the aftermath of any conflict could be even more dangerous than the war itself. The U.S. presence in the Middle East is far more extensive than many people realize. Rather than relying on a single base or country, Washington maintains a network of military installations spread across the region. These bases form a web of logistics, intelligence, and strike capabilities. One of the most critical nodes in this network is Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. It serves as the nerve center for U.S. and allied air operations, coordinating surveillance, strike missions, and command and control across multiple theaters. To the north and west, American forces operate from locations in Iraq and Jordan, while Israel plays a central role as both an intelligence partner and a frontline military ally. In the Persian Gulf itself, the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, located in Bahrain, oversees naval operations across the Gulf, the Red Sea, and the Arabian Sea. This permanent presence allows the United States to respond rapidly to any threat to shipping lanes, allies, or its own forces. Fixed bases are only part of the equation. The true strength of American power projection lies in its mobile assets, especially aircraft carriers. The arrival of the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group dramatically changes the military balance in the region. An aircraft carrier is not just a ship, it is a floating airbase capable of launching dozens of combat aircraft day and night without needing permission from any neighboring country. Escorted by guided missile destroyers, cruisers, and at least one nuclear-powered attack submarine armed with Tomahawk cruise missiles, the strike group gives U.S. commanders an enormous range of offensive options. This mobility is crucial. It allows Washington to apply pressure, conduct strikes, or escalate operations without relying on vulnerable land bases that could be targeted by Iranian missiles. This is not the first time such forces have been used against Iran. In June 2025, the United States carried out Operation Midnight Hammer, a precision strike campaign involving B-2 Spirit stealth bombers and long-range cruise missiles. The targets were Iranian nuclear and military facilities. That operation was limited in scope and carefully calibrated. It was designed to send a message, not to topple the regime. But a future conflict, especially one unfolding in 2026, would look very different. Instead of a narrow strike, any large-scale campaign would likely aim at something far more ambitious: the collapse of the Iranian regime itself. A modern war against Iran would not focus primarily on destroying tanks or infantry units. The central objective would be to paralyze the regime's ability to function. This means targeting command and control centers, communication networks, and the digital infrastructure that allows the Iranian leadership, and especially the Islamic Revolutionary Corps, to coordinate repression and military action. The strategy is often described as blinding and silencing the enemy. By cutting off information flows, disrupting communications, and eliminating senior decision-makers, U.S. planners aim to create confusion and fragmentation inside the regime. In such a scenario, even large military forces become ineffective. Some analysts believe that the campaign could extend to the highest political leadership, including the inner circle around Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. No conflict with Iran would be fought by the United States alone. Israel would play a decisive role, providing intelligence, conducting strikes, and forcing Iran to divide its attention across multiple fronts. Meanwhile, countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia would become critical in defending against retaliation. Iran possesses thousands of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones. In response to any major attack, Tehran would almost certainly attempt to overwhelm regional air defenses, targeting U.S. bases, allied infrastructure, and civilian centers. This is why the Pentagon has been reinforcing air defense systems and deploying additional fighter squadrons to the region. The expectation is not if Iran retaliates, but how intense that retaliation will be. Ironically, the hardest part of such a conflict may not be winning the war. It may be what comes next. History offers a stark warning. In Iraq in 2003, the regime fell quickly, but the absence of a unified, credible alternative plunged the country into years of chaos, insurgency, and regional instability. Iran presents an even greater challenge. The opposition is fragmented, divided by ideology, ethnicity, and political vision. Removing the current leadership without a viable replacement could create a massive power vacuum, destabilizing not just Iran, but the entire Middle East for decades. This is the central dilemma facing U.S. decision-makers today. Is the cost of leaving the regime in place higher than the risk of removing it? The deployment of the USS Abraham Lincoln is more than a show of force. It is a reminder that the path towards war or restraint is narrowing. What happens next will shape the balance of power in the Middle East for a generation. If you found this analysis useful, leave a like to support the channel. Subscribe for more in-depth military and geopolitical breakdowns. And comment below, do you think a conflict with Iran is inevitable, or can diplomacy still prevail? See you in the next video.